folks around the world or nearby, depending on your preferences here. So this is a dating app that's completely free for the iPhone and iPad, even available for the Apple Watch. And you can use it, like I said, to meet people nearby in your area to discover who has the same interests with you and chat with them easily here. So once you sign up to an account, which you can do easily with Facebook, you get your feed here, which shows people either that you're following here, which is a really clean interface. As you swipe down here, you can see pictures that people have posted. You can like it, interact with it, so on and so forth. Additionally, you can go in and see people who are nearby. So you can see here people's profiles who show up nearby, and if you tap on them, you can get more information, such as the photo here, how many miles away they are, and when the photo was posted as far as a date goes.
Juicy!
Cuerpo necesita, tengo el puré que su boca solicita, me tiene loco loco, pues la pongo loquita, si arriba la acaricio, abajo se gasolina, comienzo el vicio que tengo por su faldita.
Juicy! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Proud Lame, certified beta male simp mangina, whatever is in no game. The socio-awkward nerd Christian Paul has entered the building once again. And what we are actually digging into is basically some good old data visualization when it comes to the Lovoo dating app and the dating app behavior that's within its users. And this is a follow-up to it. Now we are going to get to the extremely juicy part of the whole ordeal when it comes to data visualization. So, to start off, you want to get a software that could actually produce very, very clear visuals, very understandable visuals, so it's very easy to read for the reader, right, or for the viewer. And what I would suggest is try to go to a Tableau or a Power BI or some heavily advanced data visualization software, so that the visualizations that you present are readable to the viewers. And don't get me wrong, you can definitely use various methods and various softwares within data visualization for sure, but the main concern and the primary concern that you should be dealing with is the main viewer and the main reader, which could be your client or your company, right? So, in order to start off with Tableau, which we are on now, this is actually good on Tableau and the quick how-to and how they actually utilize this. So we can definitely actually summarize it all in one. So let's start with connecting to a text file. And in order for you to actually go see XLS, XL's XLSS, it's a closed Excel workbook. The CSV is just like some old school Excel file, so we're going to go down to the text file here and see what we can find. Let me just pause while it loads up, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so here, ladies and gentlemen, that's loaded up with the interest of the users that's actually processing the queries. And we have the data set of the interest of users by age. And we see all of the users actually shown that's actually giving. Basically the interest of users by age. The people that are 18 and up, we know about the number of users actually shown, 19. Basically you see the number of users that are basically there. And you see all of the interest of users that you see, basically the number of users that you've shown here. That's shown by age, and you'll have like a cumulatory set that's actually set up given that. Now, of those percentages that you have within those age range, this is literally a very, very, very simple graph on how we want to really knock this down. So let's see if we can go and they have like another option where they could definitely try to drag tables to actually try to relate as well. But I want to try and literally try to start off and not try to mess anything up and actually get everything all skewed up. So it's best if we try to keep things very simple and not make things more complicated and confusing than it needs to be. So let's go start with this graph alone and actually try and run some data sets on it. And first we're going to do the data interpreter. Alright. Let's open that up, give it some time, and watch it execute the query. And let me see if we could try to expand this here so that we can try to work this out. So now that we have the data interpreter basically clean, we go down to the worksheet. Now this is going to be very, very, very fun. Okay. we have a bunch of columns, and then we have a bunch of rows that are literally shown up here. And we've seen all of the followers are actually mainly shown that's actually given based on who's there, who's not there within the age range. So we know the mean language is known. That's basically in the age group. They basically represent the users. So if I could try to pull out the age by column, and we start there. So we know about the age that's shown. I want to see, because the age, we want to find the actual distinct count. So we don't want to sum of this. We want the cumulative. We want the actual count, and see which type of appropriate stuff we can find here. So let's see, we could get the counts. That's the number of age. I want the age range that's shown. So you see Tableau has a bunch of averages that you see here that's actually shown, but the way they set it up in like a cumulative size. So let's go back to the data source once again here. So the age that's actually interested users by the age, they go from 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28. Because they recognize it as an actual number, that's why they're seeing the problem that's mainly here. So what I want to do, let me just go pause 1 second and actually organize it a little bit better. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm starting to get a little bit of an idea on how to work this out, because again, we're going through this in real time, and I want to make sure that I present these graphs towards you guys so that we could be able to actually dig this stuff together, so it's easy to read, for that not only that it makes sense for making me fun primarily because it needs me to actually knock it down, but more so it's more important that you fully understand where I'm coming from with these visualizations, which is like the number one most important thing. Alright, so if we look down by age, right, what I want to try and target is the number of actual users by age that's shown. The age that's actually here, the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, Tableau recognizes this as a number. So what I want to try to do is I want to see if I can, give me 1 second, I can see if I can try and play around with this, maybe create some bins, see what type of stuff they could try to do where you can have bins that you could definitely set up that's actually given. Whereas you could definitely utilize this in ways where it could be described, it could be renamed, or you could definitely try to reset the name, however it may be. That's basically what Tableau would do. But back to the subject at hand, we're going to leave this column here alone, because basically this shows by age. This give a basic graph of how many users that's actually there. But if we try to do to Tableau is going to automatically sum this whole column. So we want to try and be very careful with this. I want to focus on the number of users, and what I want to focus on are basically the percentages, and possibly the mean kisses and all the stuff that's basically done, whether it's total and all the other stuff, so we could try to actually explore a bit on how this stuff works. So let's go back to the first sheet. What we'll do, let's go trash these guys, get that out the way, and delete it. Let's go and delete this, get that out the way. We have shown a new now, and now we see the worksheet there. You have a dashboard, and you have a story that can choose to drag a sheet and actually try to dig if you choose to do it in this way. But we're going to try and solve with the worksheet here so that we can see what we can get. So what I want to do is focus on the number of users and sum that up, because it's automatically going to sum up how many users that are there. That's really the main key. We want to see the number of users that are actually shown here, and then we want to use let's try to pull out mean followers and see what we get. And so we have the mean followers is actually done. Any mean values that's actually shown within that range will not do it because it's automatically going to sum those things up. So let's get that out the way. Let's go focus on the percentages. I want the chat to see what type of stuff they go. And it's still the same thing. I want to see if we could try to focus on an average. So the average percent is actually basically shown here. If we can find a way to utilize these plots, and if we do scatter plots, if we can do an actual count's not going to work either, which is what I don't want. I want to try and see if we can start off with the sum first. What type of stuff do we want? What type of percentages? Because again, we're doing a little bit of trial and error to try to explore the options, right? So if we go with bars, we already know about the users that are already shown that's on the value. Now we see this measure values and measure names that are actually shown. What if we go down here? Percentages that probably will not work for sure. So what I want to do is we're going to get rid of all the measure values that you mainly see here. Let's go clear the shelf up here. Clear that out. And you're seeing in real time how this stuff can try to confuse you if you're not careful when you actually try to deal with this software. So we're seeing this in real time. Okay. Now let's go back to the number of users that we have here below. And what I want to do here, we already have the number of users that's already shown below. We don't have to really worry too much about it. That they have mainly up in the bin. You see all this that's basically here. But let's get back and clear this up again. So let's go to the number of users out here, and then we want to see how many followers we have shown up there. So you have the total followers that you've seen with the number of users that have 120 of them that have it. Number of users 356, that's 923. 603 that's actually basically shown, that's actually through a box and whisker, that's there. And 1221 that's there. 5497 that's actually mainly done, so it's basically what they would show with box and whiskers. You see all this box and value plots that's actually shown here. So let's go back and get rid of the count. Total followers, which we know. Total kisses received, we can knock that down. Total languages spoken. We're just playing around with this. We're not trying to solve anything, ladies and gentlemen. But at least we get all the sums so that we could try to figure out that we could knock this out. So we have the measure names and the measure values that's there. So we have that down. So we got some of the stuff that's experimented. Now let's go take it back and find something that's readable. So let's start over again. Number of users, right? We see the count of the number of users. Now what we want to do, let's just focus on the average now and see what we can get. Mean visits received, mean followers, mean kisses, mean stuff that's there, right? So these are the number of users that we see that's actually shown, that's basically up on the list. So let's rename this as basically the mean activity. And then we'll try and figure out what makes sense for later. Now let's get to another sheet here and try to do the same thing with the number of users that you see that's up total. Let's see, we try to focus on a percentage that's out. trying to make sure you find something that's readable here. Scatter plots can actually try to dictate where it goes, but it's not going to make any sense at all unless you do it through an interactive format. Whereas you see the sheet that's there, that's actual percentages that's actually grown. This is the total number of users that's there, the percentage that's actually wanted. You can actually total some of the stuff that's out. Then again, we're going to get rid of this. Percentages is not going to make any sense. So let's get rid of you. Get you out of here. I want total. So we can get the total followers. That'll be better. Total kisses received. Total languages spoken. Total visits received. Total want chats. Total want dates. And total wants of friends, so that we know we got the mean down, and now we want the total activity. So we're going to do all of this that's on the total activity that you see here, right? What we can get out of this, and there's like a lot more stuff that we can learn within Tableau, just because when you think you got some set up, you still got no idea, because there's like a lot more stuff in your plate. So what I want to do, I'm going to rename this sheet as a total activity, and what we're going to do is we are going to put this up on the dashboard, and we're going to actually combine those two together and play that out. And we're going to put the total activity somewhere below here, so that's a lot easier to have. See if we try to figure out how to scroll this down. So now we have all this activity that you see up here that's literally shown. And if you get this knocked out, probably in like a phone layout, and once we get this in, we can rename the dashboard as the activity in Germany. And once that's done, ladies and gentlemen, you show these plots down to your viewers. You explain to the general public basically what they're actually trying to tell you based on the summations and based on Tableau. And in some cases, you may need to try and go a little bit old school if that may not work for you. But because it's going through an interactive Tableau worksheet, you'll be able to do all the summations for you. But the trick is, you want to make sure that you find the summation that you want, and make sure you try to correct the stuff that it actually does. So sometimes Tableau, in this case, can actually go overboard. I mean, least expecting you have to do all this crazy cleanup, and it's going to be a huge mess. What you expected was just like him trying to waste a good portion of your time, and can basically wreck a portion of your day. So this is part 1 of the data visualization when it comes to activity. Parts 2 and 3 will be coming very soon. Alright, so please be on the lookout for those videos to come. When it comes to that, Chris and Paul from the Nerd Chronicles will be signing out. Good night.
Perks of being a male stripper.
Do you see?